my children, my peeps. I got my peeps with me. I admit, I felt a bit like Dr. Dolittle for a moment, talking to the animals, feeding avocado juice to an anteater, handing carrots to a rhinoceros. It was on a visit to Busch Gardens and SeaWorld in Orlando. This is the way professionals feed giraffes.
There you go.
But I wasn't here just to have a good time and hand out snacks to giraffes. And get a couple of kisses from a beluga whale. I was primarily here to look at what the park is doing to rescue animals and help ensure their survival in the wild. Does this big beauty, floating on her back enjoying the Florida sunshine in a crystal clear pool, look like a mermaid to you?
Here comes the other one.
Well, there was a time when sailors would occasionally mistake manatees for mermaids. It was probably wishful thinking after too long at sea out of sight of land and females. But with a head and arms like a human on the top half, a big fat tail like a fish on the bottom, the manatee is not like most creatures in the sea. It's an air-breathing marine mammal that cruises both salt and fresh water. It's also a species in trouble, listed as endangered by the federal government. These two sea cows are currently living at SeaWorld in Orlando, Florida. They're here as part of SeaWorld's animal rescue program. Florida recorded 337 manatee deaths last year, which may be about 10% of their total population.
On the average, we probably rescue about maybe 20 a year. So far to date this year we have had 12. Last year we actually had 26 rescues.
And do most of them get released back into the wild?
Quite a few of them do. Some it might be a short stay here, some it may be a longer stay here, depending on their injuries and the extent of their injuries.
Bob Wagner, animal care manager at SeaWorld, and his team are usually treating animals that have been hit by watercraft or caught in fishing line or are suffering from cold water stress. By the way, the main diet for these recovering manatees? Lettuce. And lots of it. It looks almost like a Caesar salad is being served to the manatees because they've got big heads of romaine lettuce.
Generally they eat about 10% of their body weight, so animals say about 1,000 pounds and might eat,
100
about
pounds.
100 pounds, yeah, that's about...
Just lettuce?
Just lettuce.
They eat 100 pounds of lettuce, and with no dressing.
No dressing.
No dressing. But when it comes to big eaters, it would be hard to top this sea lion. He is one of a group SeaWorld essentially rescued from an all-you-can-eat buffet near a dam in Washington State.
He's probably around 850 pounds.
And he was even bigger.
Yeah, when we had 3 that originally came in from Bonneville Dam. They were over 1,000 pounds. They were huge.
That is not healthy.
No, they were feasting on a buffet of salmon, and yeah, that's not a healthy weight for a sea lion like that.
If the park hadn't taken them in, SeaWorld trainer Todd Kaufman says these animals were scheduled to be killed for taking up residence in the salmon run.
They were issued what they call a culling permit or a kill permit, and they had been authorized to kill these animals and remove them.
Not only are they now on a healthy diet, but this big guy is loudly barking to let everyone know he's also now the master of his own sea lion harem.
This is our prime breeding season for our sea lions, and that's how the males tell the other males to stay out of their territory, is by all this barking. And so anytime a challenging male comes around, the big males start barking and let him know, nope, this is my territory.
This big sea lion may not get as many salmon to eat these days, but clearly some trade-offs are worth it.